Students should have the internet in the class because, you know, when you are bored, you just look on something and your phone and internet, and you are not bored and you are quiet, and teacher have more silence to explain things to students who really know and really want to know what is going on in the lesson, you know?
You just don't need to care about what is the lesson about if you are quiet and you are just sitting and playing your games or using the internet, or maybe send a message to your friends, well, how is this lesson boring? But the teacher shouldn't know it. It can be good for him, but maybe another students want to know what is the lesson about, and you shouldn't.
Thank you. We believe that you know, students shouldn't be allowed to use internet in the class for a simple reason. When they use internet usually distract them, so they are not learn anything at all at the end of the day. So we believe that they should not be able to use it because they will be distracted and they don't have attention on the class.
I think that internet is controlling their minds, and then don't pay attention at the lessons, and for example, usually on tests, students fail because they don't listen to the class.
So we are here to prove the motion that allowing internet access is good. So yeah, allowing access to the internet class can improve the learning process, and for example by using it to upload material, so students can have instant access to it, or use it as a tool and using it, for example, in English classes to translate the words, and yeah.
Okay, that all comes with proper use, of course. And second, let's get to the second point. Now, honestly, allowing people to make their own choices, for example, giving them access to the internet and believing they'll do the proper thing, can make them more mature in the long run. Because when you give someone responsibilities, they're forced to make a choice. Accept it or not accept, basically. If they choose to accept it, eventually they become more mature. So we feel like
So, the internet can help to do learning, you know, because when a teacher something says and you don't understand, you basically search it on the internet and then you understand, because there are lots of more ways to explain things and you can find it, and there are also pictures which teacher can or don't can or can't show you. So.
And if you use the internet, you shouldn't remember everything, because who won't remember everything? You can remember everything because it's maybe boring and it's maybe not interesting. So you use the internet and find and search some information that maybe they are more interesting and they're more useful or more better.
I don't believe that if we allow internet connection to students actually in the class, I don't think that they would use it properly in order to learn something. Yes, I think that I agree that many of them can use it properly, but statistically, most of them, they are using internet just to have fun and not learn something inside the class.
I think students must learn and listen. They don't need to play on their phones and surfing the internet, because everything they listen and learn is about evaluated, and exactly that's the thing.
So I don't know where exactly those statistics come from, but we should remember that the more advanced countries, let's say like Sweden and Denmark, which could be the epitome of education, now they do a different thing. They have access, and especially for higher levels of education. But so I don't really understand what you're saying, that you give them the choice, and in time, we don't expect the very first day they will not log in Facebook. They'll probably do it, but still, in time, they must understand that they should not.
Yeah, if they have responsibility, so they will know how to treat responsibility if you give them the internet, and then they will know how to use it for a good way.
Also, internet is everywhere. If they don't learn to use it on students, when will they? It's way too important, and it's probably the future.
Also, you know, wouldn't it be so much better if we finally will learning how to use information instead of remembering them? Because, you know, it's a time when we can get information everywhere and we can stand against that. So what about instead of learning how to remember things and find things, how to use them? Wouldn't it be much easier to finally learn something what is usable?
I think that we should use internet on our lessons, because they are more interesting and maybe more fun. And when you do something what you shouldn't do, and the teacher saw you like you do it, it may be fun to saw him to get angry and a little bit. So the lessons are more interesting, and it's fun to.
Okay, I just want to answer to my fellow opponent. These researches is public researches of developed countries, such as Sweden, as you mentioned, fellow delegate. And I also want to say that I agree with the idea of internet generally in schools, but not inside the class. We can have internet in schools, the common places, or at breaks they can use internet, but not in the class. Our topic here is in the class. In the class they are disturbed.
I think you're not right, because maybe
I totally agree with the second.
Okay, so Sweden and Denmark, they have these studies that point that internet is disrupting, and yet it's in every class and they have the fastest internet available. I think they probably know something, that's why they're doing it. I can't claim to understand fully, but I think there's a point there. We can't just forego something because it's bad at the short term. We're looking for the long term, what their future is going to be, and they need to learn to use it, no matter how hard it is.
So, at the end, the internet is about information. Why is information bad? There is programs where you can set up which pages you want to don't work and what you want. So it's not a problem. And I'm really for internet in the class.
So how you can hurt internet on lessons? It's more lessons with internet are more funny, and maybe it's you can laugh at the teacher when you have a little bit agreement. Yeah.
Okay, just to sum up, we believe that inside the class, I want to specify this. inside the class. Inside the class, we don't think that we should have internet access for the reasons we mentioned before. And also, I want to declare that I am in favor of internet, but not in this way. We can use it properly.
But I not really agree with you, because it makes students more mature if they use it properly, and it passes to them the responsibility to use it correctly. So yeah, I think yeah.
Internet access is a tool. If we use it correctly, it can help us. If not, something like you mentioned, disruption, is going to follow probably. But still, we need to remember one thing. If we want citizens that are mature, they're knowledgeable, they don't just know a bunch of things that they can't use them, we need to give them all the tools we can so they can succeed in their future. This is but one tool. So, internet is going to be the future, and if we want to be in it, we need to learn to use it, even the hard way.